Hey everybody, welcome to the Vacay Garden with D. I'm D, and I have my little I have my little helper here with me today. We're going to do a garden tour. The sun was super bright out, but it looks like that we have a little bit of shade at the moment, so we're going to take advantage of that on this garden tour. And my little helper wanted to say what his name was. What your name is, helper?
Chris.
His name is Chris, but since I'm D, he's going by C. All right, so let's get on into this garden tour. And we have a lot to show today, so we're going to try to get to it as quickly as we can.
Right now.
All right. See y'all on this garden tour. All right, guys, so we're going to start here at this little these little containers up front. I don't have much growing in them. I just started a few peas. I only have a few that have come up so far. And just so you guys know, I do live in an urban setting, so you're going to see cars, you're going to hear cars and different things going on. But I'm going to try to keep it as quiet as possible. So just a few peas here. I do plan to also grow some, drop some lettuce seeds up front in here. I have a few weeds in here I have to get out, but so far we just have a few peas. All right, so next we have here just a few flowers that I have up front. I don't necessarily have them really like arranged in any kind of way as of yet. Just a few flowers. I normally have a few trees up here with them as well, which will be coming back the closer we get to spring. I'll move them back up front, and so once we get back into the back, I'll show you what trees I am talking about, my citrus trees, and I have a few peach trees. All right, guys, now we are back here in the back garden.
Yes, we are.
There is quite a bit of work for me to do out here in this back garden. Like I stated on yesterday when I did a bit of harvesting, lots and lots of cleanup, and I have a lot of fall leaves that are down that I need to gather for mulch. But we're just going to talk about what I have going on out here in the garden today, and then through the course of this week, we're going to get out here and get some of this work done. All right, so we're going to start here with my grapevines.
Yes.
Grapevines, and I have a little blueberry.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right there. And let me see if I can remember what you are. I think you are a mulberry. Yeah, I think that's a mulberry or a blackberry.
That's a blackberry.
Not sure, can't remember.
Blackberry.
All right, and here are some collard greens. I kind of picked a little bit off of those on yesterday.
Yes,
and I didn't really pick off those because they're pretty small. There's one cabbage there in the front.
Yes, you did.
And these are my two peach trees.
Yes, it's two peach trees.
And a little bit of pepper's still on here. This is a jalapeno.
This is a jalapeno.
That's a jalapeno, buddy.
One of the jalapenos is hot, so
yes.
Watch out.
Yes.
Watch out.
A few flowers, plants down there, kind of struggling a little bit, but and some herbs. So there's some mint, and I believe that is a chocolate mint actually. Some oregano that I need to harvest pretty bad.
Yes, pretty bad.
Rosemary, I want to say, yep, that is my rosemary. Even got a little bit of mint growing on the side of that. Few strawberry plants.
Strawberry plants?
All right, and so my helper just came back. So yeah, so we just have some strawberry plants here.
We have some strawberry plants right here.
And I can't never remember what this plant is. I have had it for a few years. Alright, so here is the tag. As you can see it. And then tucked over here I have some, Lord, what are you? Cauliflower. Yes, cauliflower. Now, and here is, if you can make it out in my jungle over here, is a is blueberries. Some pink lemonade blueberries. Behind that, I have my 2 citrus trees. These were my first citrus trees. This one has Meyer lemon and Hamilton orange on it, and then this one is a Persian lime. Now these I just got this season. These are all citrus as well. So I have 2 of the Calamandan orange here and here, and then this is a Meyer lemon and key lime. Yeah, so these need some love at this point, but we will do that. They actually look fairly dry, so I'm gonna have to get some watering going on today after this. So here I also have some beds that are empty or still need to be emptied from the spring. I'm actually going to change up this setup because, as you can see, my neighbors' foliage and trees and things grow up so much during the spring. It is just not that feasible for me to have these beds over here in this shaded area during the spring. I was going to do like just flowers over here, but then I decided I am going to move these beds to a different location in the garden where they can get a little bit more sun come the spring. All right, so now we are going to go over here to the Greenstalks. And so I have quite a bit growing in my Greenstalk. So of course, since it is fall, we are growing mostly brassicas in the Greenstalk. I think all brassicas except for some lettuce at the top. So I have some broccoli, some curly kale. I'm even trying some cauliflower in here, seeing if I can get some cauliflower heads, some mustard greens, some collard greens. Let me think if there's anything else. No, I think that is it. And then, of course, the lettuce poking out up there at the top. Right? And so in these containers, I just recently dropped some seed. And so some of them have come up and some not so much. So I'm going to have to plant them out. And one thing that you're going to notice about me is that on some things I can be very good about, and other things not so much. And so the not so much for me is labeling. yeah, not that good about labeling things. So I'm trying, but yeah. So when I planted out these, I just really just planted stuff, and it was really like whatever came up is what came up, and what didn't is what didn't. Eventually I'll figure out what the things are. But yeah, I don't really know. Except for this. This is some red mustard. So I do know what that is. Not
Red
quite
mustard.
sure what this is. This might be some kohlrabi, but I'm not 100% sure about that yet. And then here, these may either be rutabaga or turnips, but only time is going to tell. Not sure. And so I only have one little patch of
I don't know.
Swiss chard come up right there in the corner, and you can see it. And
You can see
just a bunch of little weeds in there. Nothing else really came up. And
listen.
nothing in there,
There's some living.
and not in there or there either, just some weeds. But I'm not quite sure that I planted in there. So that's all weeds. And of course back there I have some garlic. I had intended to plant garlic in those, and I probably still will. I have a bit of seed garlic still left. I also have a little bit of onions left to plant, and I do believe that I'm going to plant them over here in this area, but I'll be doing that on a subsequent video.
Oh yeah.
All right, so now we are here at this fabric bed where I just have a lot of things going on. And this was a situation of I planted lots of things here that you know, I didn't have. Well, I won't say that I didn't have labels. I did. So I had started some things from seed, and I did label it, but I did not use my garden marker, and it washed off as to what it was. So I just planted it out, knowing that once it grew, I would be able to determine what it was. Now the bok choy is a different story. That's back there. Of course, I know bok choy when I see it. And then there were some other things that I started from seed that I did have the labels for that. But up here in the front, yeah, not so much. No labels for those things. But so of course I have a little Swiss chard there in the middle that's trying to poke out. It's not getting as much sun because this kale has grown, and so hopefully soon I will harvest off of this one. I didn't touch it on yesterday. Soon I'll harvest off of that one, and that will give that chard a little bit more space. And so I believe that this is a Brussels here. That's a Brussels sprout, and this I believe is a collard green, as well as this one and this one, because I don't see any bulbing or what. Yeah, so I don't think that's a kohlrabi or anything. So I think that is a collard green. Then I have two cauliflower here, and a little what is that? Chive. Little garlic chive right there. I'm going to talk a little louder because the air conditioner just kicked on. So then we have some Italian kale here. Italian kale. Of course, all the bok choy. And then some, this is some dwarf curly kale, which I picked a lot of this on yesterday. Okay. Then we have some more strawberry plants. These need a little love. They are some of my older strawberry plants, so they are looking a little rough around the edges, but I do need to spruce this up. I'm going to be taking them out of these containers. I have some other containers for them, and I'm going to freshen up their soil and things, and fertilize them coming soon, so they will hopefully be good to go. And so these are cauliflower again, and these two in the front, they look wonderful, nice and big leaves and lush, except for that little baby right there. It just is stunning, it doesn't want to be, but the rest of them are just looking wonderfully. Now these mustard greens, you will see once I upload my video from yesterday, they were humongous. I just harvested off of these yesterday, and there are still some pretty good sized leaves on here that I left just to help with the photosynthesis, and so we can grow more. But they have been showing out this fall season. All right, now back here in these two, we have some cabbages, and there are 4 cabbages in each of these containers, and these cabbage leaves are just so big, and they are just loving it here. They are looking wonderfully. I cannot wait to see some cabbage heads forming. I'm pretty sure I still have quite a while for that, but they are looking fantastic. Now here is some dwarf curly kale that no, this is just curly kale. This isn't necessarily dwarf, but I just harvested off of this, my helper. I just harvested off of this on yesterday, so they are pretty bare right now, but they're going to be delicious on Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving, they're going to be awesome. Yes, they are.
All right. And back here, first off, some weeds in that back containers, but some more strawberry plants. These are looking nice and green, although I am going to rehome them as well. All right, so now this row is some more cauliflower. This cauliflower this year is just outdoing itself with how great these plants look, just looking fabulous. Wonderful. I can't wait to get some cauliflower. And then here are some broccoli. I have lots and lots of broccoli in the garden, and we're going to start to see that now. So yes, so I think, are these my smallest plants? I think these might be some of my smallest plants of broccoli. Hold on, I have to, when I see stuff, I try to do stuff. I have a few yellow leaves there. I'm going to take off just a few more, but I'll come back and get them when I water today. So here are some broccoli. As well as here, broccoli. I'm on the lookout for broccoli heads forming, but nothing yet. And then here's another broccoli in there as well. in the midst of this bok choy. We have some more leaves we need to get rid of. And again, more broccoli. Only the leaves that are yellow, helper. Good job. Thank you so much.
No leaves.
Now up here, more broccoli.
I see broccoli.
And here as well, and then a little leftover basil from the spring. A lot of that needs to be cut down. Like I said on yesterday, I cannot find my garden shears to save my life at this point. So I may have to invest in some more, or because I just don't know. But here I have some lacinato kale, and this little bed, I don't know what we got going on in this little bed, because I just sprinkled some seeds of bok choy and they came on up, but some of them are looking like they have a little bit of a deficiency, because they're a little yellow versus these really green ones here. No, honey. Look, were you talking about on the broccoli?
Yeah.
That one, yeah, you could take that off.
The yellow one?
And so, yeah, only the yellow one. And so I have 4 broccoli in this bed. So some little ones and this one that's doing great. Huh? No, those are bok choy. They're going to
take the yellow of that too?
No, leave those, because those are really small, and I don't want you to pull the plant up. So I'll go through and do those. Okay, and let's go ahead and show this bed. So on here, I have 2 cabbages in here.
2 cabbages.
3 broccoli plants and 2 kale. So this bed is looking wonderful. I see a few leaves that could come off, but other than that, they're looking great. And so here are some of my sugar snap peas. I can't wait to see some pea pies. Yes, have a snack in the garden.
I already remember when I planted one in there.
Yes, you did, helper. You helped me plant those.
Yes, I did.
You sure did.
Yes, I did. I helped her plant those, and here I did.
Yes, you sure did. All right, let's go on this side. All right, so this is one of the beds that I harvested out of yesterday on these collard greens. So it's nice and airy, and a lot more space and room for them to continue to grow.
Yes, it's a lot of space.
I have one mustard green, I believe, plant in here. So how I grow, there are some of these plants I grew from seed, and then some I purchased from my local feed and seed, and then I also have purchased a bundle from Hoss Tools. So that's kind of how I grow. So I do a mix. With being here in Florida, it's difficult to start 100% of my plants from seed, because when they need to be started, it's just still so hot here. So I start plants, yes, but then I purchase from my local feed and seed, because usually those plants are a little bit further along than mine. And then I just so happen to expand the garden. I'm continuously expanding. So I wanted to fill it out, so I decided to purchase the bundle from Haas Tools. Where, but also as the fall and winter continue, I will still be doing some succession planting of certain things like my bok choy and what it is, like some carrots and things like that, because I have yet to start my carrots in the garden, so I'm a little bit behind on that. All right, so here I have quite a bit of leaves to remove, some yellowing here. I need to fertilize these guys and get them back looking wonderful. But we have some cabbages here in the front, some collard greens and kale here in the middle, and then in the back some, what is it, cauliflower. I don't know why I cannot remember the cauliflower. And these are all cabbages
all around here.
And in the back there and in between, I have some onions that I just recently planted. And so then I have a few more cabbages over here. These are the cabbages that I got from Haas Tools in that bundle. These are the Stonehead cabbage from Haas Tools. So I'm looking forward to see how those turn out. Yes. Let's see.
I bet they're gonna turn out beautiful.
All right, and then we have more kale over here.
Kale. I'm looking kale.
And some multiplying onions over here on the end. So these are multiplying onions that I have had since last fall. All right, so now we are back up, kind of up here in the front. There's still a lot more to look at in this garden tour. As I have expanded the garden, it is a lot, at least for me, because I just started gardening
a few months ago.
No, I started gardening June of 2022. So it's been what, 2.5 years now. I actually just so happened to run across some pictures that I started of my first little itty bitty container garden in the front yard, and I was just like, oh, look at me starting. So yes. So then the next let me see. So I started back here. I completely built this whole garden up back here by myself.
By yourself.
A year and a half ago. Yep. So this is how it has progressed and expanded, and like I said, even more changes to come for the spring. All right, so up here in the front, in all three of these, I think these are 50-gallon totes.
50 gallons?
Yeah, 50 gallons. I recently planted out my onions, and I still have a few more to plant, so I'm gonna have to find some space for it. And like I said, I think that I was going to put them over there, but we'll see that in a subsequent video. I wanted, since I'm just starting here on YouTube, I wanted you guys to kind of see where I am right now, so you'll have an idea before I start doing little projects over this week, and you know, and beyond. All right, so down here we have mostly collard greens. See, all this is collard greens, and I have one little kale, but this kale has been with me for 2 years.
2 years.
Like, this is the second, well, let me see. For a year, then, I guess, because this is the second fall season
Yes.
that I've had this kale, and it has hung in there. As you can see, it's like a kale tree.
Oh, it looks like a kale
Mm-hmm.
tree.
Yeah. And so my little wishing well is here, with my little flowers. These are all flowers from in the front from the spring that need to be kind of cleaned up, but we're going to get to that. And then I have several of these butterfly plants to attract pollinators that I had got in the spring, and they are still hanging on. So
Beautiful.
awesome. And so here, these are all broccoli plants.
Broccoli.
Broccoli. It is my goal to have plenty of broccoli. This season. I have a very large family, and one thing that we love is broccoli.
Yeah, I don't pretty much love broccoli.
Well, yeah,
I have to love broccoli.
he's not a fan,
I'm not
but
a fan.
the rest of us love broccoli. And so last season I had a wonderful broccoli harvest. We were able to eat broccoli all the time, and I had plenty of side shoots that just continuously produced broccoli, but it was just enough for us to eat. My goal this season is to have enough to continuously eat, but also to put up some. So that's the goal. All right, now this area.
Now this is the last area, and then we're gonna go to whatever that area.
Yeah, over there. So we're gonna start here. Now here in this bed I have 3 rows. And this was one of those where my labels, kind of got washed off. But I was able to, I kind of knew what was what. So there are 2 rows of Brussels sprouts here. And then 1 row of collard greens, except for 2 plants. There are 2 plants of what looks to be kale in here. You see, that looks like a kale. That leaf looks like a kale leaf.
Yeah, it looked like, definitely like a kale leaf. That's 100%.
Yeah. And so here in this little bed I have, yeah, that's your toy. I have 4 cauliflower, some snow crown cauliflower, and then some onion chives, 2 onion chives and 2 garlic chives. And then my lemon balm is, I've had that lemon balm for
quite a long time.
Yeah, at least about 2 years or so now.
Yeah, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect that for 2 years.
Yeah. So it's kind of cut back in everything from the cold and whatnot, but it is going, in the spring, once it comes back, it's going to take over the majority of this bed. And then here in the middle, I have 2, I believe that these are 25-gallon containers.
Hey.
Most of the containers that I have are 25-gallon. I do have a few 20-gallon as well, but I believe that these are the 25-gallon.
25.
So these are all broccoli. Here.
I'm not a fan.
And then all of these small containers, except for my sage that's poking out back there, all of these are my pepper plants, or at least I had many more pepper plants than this over the spring, but these are the ones that I intend to overwinter. So we're still having good enough temperatures right now for them to still be out. So they are right now. They're just chilling in the garden. I did a harvest recently and took off all the fruit. And took off all the fruit. And so I'm going to prepare them soon for overwintering. And then here we have, I do believe that these are turnips, or the 7-top turnips, so mostly growing them for the greens. So I'm not quite sure if I dropped these seeds. No, I didn't drop these seeds. So I see one of the knives that I used when I started the seed, and you see how there's absolutely nothing left of the of the label on it. So yeah, I have zero idea as to, well, I have an idea, but I can't confirm nor deny. So, but I think that those are the 7-top turnip seeds that I planted there. Right. And in this bed, there's more bok choy. Lots of big bok choy. And so I had even more bok choy. Oh, and it looks like I did plant a few onions in here the other day. We have already been harvesting and eating bok choy. I've taken several out of here. But they are just doing wonderfully. Wonderfully. That's a little rough on the edges there. But they are doing wonderful. And then I have a few collard greens behind that. And then a kale and a turnip back there, because they're like kind of intertwined. I think maybe I dropped a seed, or I'm not sure what happened on that. But one is a kale and one is a turnip, because that's the purple top turnip there. So all right, and so then let's come on over here. All right, so here I have a few more peas that I just threw in a container underneath this trellis, just to have a few, because I just really didn't know until last season when I grew sugar snap peas for the first time how much I love them. They are just delicious, especially fresh out of the garden. Like, they are just awesome. And I only grew like just a few plants last fall and into the spring, and so this time I just wanted to have just an abundance because I love them. And okay, so that's a whole pile that I need to get together. And so also too, while I'm over here, then we could talk about what my plan is to build up this area. So the raised garden beds that I have over on the patio, I plan to move these pallets and put those on the sides of this arch. I have two more of these arches, and so I'm going to put that together, and then I'm going to have the two large garden beds next to that, and then then I have 4 of the smaller ones. I'm going to put 2 on either side, and so that's the plan. And then I can move all of my buckets and just clean up this area. So that's the goal for the spring, and hopefully I can get that going and that can occur. All right, so now here are my pineapples. I did this and I really need to up pot them. Now this one is in a 5-gallon container, and it's growing pretty big, like it's doing its own thing. And this one, when I first started it, I put it just in that little pot just to start it in something, and just never moved it, never up potted it. So it is still alive and thriving and green, but it just definitely needs an up pot so it can get out of that small container and really grow. And so here is another one of my butterfly plants. It's actually called a scarlet milkweed. And there's another one here that actually has a little caterpillar on it. You see it? And then I have several more sugar snap peas.
Sugar snap peas is the best.
And then all the way over here in this corner, now I need to get rid of this old cushion, but there is a mulberry plant over here that is green and thriving, but I've needed to up pot that for quite some time and have not yet done so. Now this is my compost bin, my little banana tree.
Banana, I love bananas.
And then a few herbs in here. This is some Thai basil that's hanging on. My oldest son really enjoys that. He comes in and picks off of it. And then I have a few more strawberry plants.
And that's it.
Yes, and so that is pretty much everything going. No, it is not. I missed something. I'm sorry, honey. I missed you back here. I missed her. I have one cherry plant over here.
Cherry plant.
One cherry tree. And I'm sorry, girl. I missed you.
I miss you.
I missed you. But I do believe that now that we have Miss Cherry, that is pretty much it. That is everything that is growing on in the garden.
Did you go all of that?
Yeah, Mommy did all of that. We got everything that is growing on.
Let me see.
All right, we want to thank you for stopping by the Vacay Garden with D
And C.
And we hope you enjoyed this garden tour. We enjoyed showing you everything that we have growing on in the garden. We certainly hope that you like, comment, and subscribe, and come again.
And we're going for 100 mil.
All righty. Thank you so much, guys. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.
See you on the next video.